Yo. The fuck is that?
Imagine arriving at a peaceful cabin in the woods, ready to unwind for a quiet weekend, only to have your heart nearly stop. Out of the trees emerges someone in a chilling clown costume, creeping toward you like a scene ripped straight from a horror film. Panic sets in, until you discover it's not some deranged stranger, but the owner of the cabin. Suddenly, the fear turns into a whole new kind of unease. Is that more comforting, or somehow even creepier? Knowing the owner casually strolls the woods dressed like that, would you still stay the night? Two wild campers set off into the heart of the Welsh wilderness, eager for an adventure in a remote, abandoned building, a place rumored to be haunted. After clearing out the cobwebs and tidying up the space, they began exploring its eerie corners, trying to shake off the unsettling atmosphere while casually chatting about the mysterious history of the place. But then, something happened.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Fucking mental.
Well stoked.
Yeah, it certainly is.
What was that?
Suddenly, a sound pierced the silence. They tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but the strange noises continued, growing more intense.
That's right.
No, there's my torch.
Right, let me get out there. Definitely, what the hell is that noise?
The air felt heavier, and a chill set in. Despite the growing unease, they decided to investigate, stepping into the darkness armed only with their torches. As they ventured outside, the eerie noises became louder, unnerving them even more.
No one here.
Bloody hell. What the freaking hell was that noise? Oh man, dude.
That presumes it's a CCTV button.
They returned downstairs, their nerves on edge. And that's when they noticed something that made their blood run cold, something they hadn't seen before. But before they could process what was happening, they both froze. Hanging in the doorway was something they couldn't explain. Still, despite the overwhelming fear, they pushed forward. But things were far from over. As the night stretched on, it only grew darker. The unsettling noises and chilling presence seemed relentless. And yet, they made it through the night, though their minds would never quite let go of the haunting mystery of what exactly lurked in that remote building. What was the true story behind the strange happenings they witnessed? Was it just the wind, or something far more sinister? After settling into their new home deep in the woods, a couple couldn't shake the eerie feeling that they were being watched. To ease their minds, they set up a camera in their bedroom. But what they captured days later was chilling. A man standing just outside their window, fully illuminated by the parking lot lights, staring in like he belonged there. He didn't flinch, didn't move, just watched. The boyfriend went outside to confront him, but the man simply turned and walked away without a word. The next day, he showed up at their door with a strange calmness and apologized, but offered no real explanation. So, what do you even do when the person creeping around your window turns out to be your neighbor? A family booked what they thought was a quiet, peaceful Airbnb getaway. But as they settled in and walked through the living room, something immediately felt off. They spotted a strange, sealed window that looked into what appeared to be an underground chamber, completely hidden from the outside. Their curiosity got the better of them. While exploring further, they stumbled upon a trapdoor cleverly hidden beneath the rug in one of the bedrooms. It creaked open to reveal a pitch-black tunnel leading deep below the house. The walls were smeared with what looked disturbingly like dried blood, and halfway down the passage, they found a rusted, ancient-looking mask resting on the ground. As they pressed on, the air grew heavier. Eventually, they entered a dimly lit room, and there, motionless in the corner, stood a single mannequin. No explanation, no context, just watching. They immediately contacted the Airbnb owner, but here's the chilling part. No one ever heard back, no follow-up, no answers, just silence. During a family gathering, Stepanka was casually scrolling through her home's CCTV feed when something chilling caught her eye outside.
I put it up on my Instagram and I was like, guys, like, what do you think this is? And everybody's like, that's a ghost, that's a ghost. But like, everyone's like, that's a full-on fucking apparition. That is like, that's not a blob. That's not a little light thing. It's a full apparition of a ghost. And I'm just like, right, it is. I'm not fucking crazy.
What she captured was haunting. A figure standing eerily still. Until, within seconds, it morphed into a floating, solid white form, ghostly and unmistakably out of place. Skeptical but intrigued, Stanka tried everything to recreate the scene under the same lighting and conditions. Nothing worked. To this day, the footage remains unexplained, and so does the ghostly figure that appeared that night. A Reddit user recently shared a spine-chilling experience from a remote cabin in the woods, and it's got people seriously creeped out. For almost a year, strange reddish footprints have been appearing on the garage ceiling. But here's the kicker. They're always from the right foot only, and they never stay in the same place. Every few days, the prints mysteriously vanish or reappear somewhere else. The user isn't the only one who's seen them. Friends have noticed the same eerie pattern. But things got even weirder when they looked at photos. Although all the pictures were taken on the same day, the prints appeared in different spots in each one. So what's going on here? Is someone playing the world's most dedicated prank? Or is this something far more unexplainable? Starry01 recently posted a chilling photo taken at the abandoned asylum in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, a place already infamous for its ghost stories. At first, the image seemed unremarkable, until they brightened it. That's when a pale, eerie hand appeared in the lower window. Some viewers even claimed they could make out a faint, shadowy figure lurking just behind it. Do you see it? One quiet morning, a homeowner in a remote area caught something chilling on camera, right outside their front door.
What the fuck is outside? What the fuck? Too scared to open my door.
Too afraid to open the door, they stared through the frosted glass. On the other side stood a small, unmoving figure, eerily still, like it was waiting. Even the dog sensed the danger, barking wildly at whatever was out there. But then, it didn't walk away. It didn't run. It simply disappeared, fading into thin air. Some think it was just a wild animal. Others aren't so sure. Whatever it was, it left behind more questions than answers. And one terrified homeowner. Cody had lived on his property for 22 years when he discovered a strange, dead patch of grass that sank under his mower.
It's dead. When I drove over it, it kind of sank. And I came over here with the shovel and tapped on it. Let me get a little closer. It's some kind of door. I've been here 22 years and this has never been here before. So I really don't know what to think about it. But
Curious, he dug into it and found a hidden door leading to a deep water-filled hole, possibly an old well or storm cellar. Using a 15-foot conduit stick, he couldn't touch the bottom. That night, strange noises came from beneath his house. When he investigated with a camera, what he recorded was not just eerie, it was terrifying. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car. Who's the aliens, bro? I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que dicen que no va a pasar nada, pero...
I'm recording this shit, bro.
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. A man set out to explore a series of cabins deep in the woods, rumored to be abandoned. Everything was quiet, almost too quiet, until something shifted behind one of the upper windows.
Yo. You see movement then? Yeah. Move the light. Yo.
Fuck is that? Yo.
At first glance, there was nothing. But as their flashlights moved away, a pale figure briefly peeked out from behind a curtain. At first, he brushed it off, thinking it was just a squatter. But later, when he reviewed the footage, chills ran down his spine. The figure had no face. Its skin was unnaturally pale, like it hadn't seen sunlight in years. That was all he needed to see. He didn't wait around for a second encounter. Whatever was inside that cabin wasn't human. A Reddit user recently shared a seemingly innocent Polaroid photo snapped by his son, a casual moment captured of him and his wife during a weekend getaway years ago. But when the image finished developing, something unsettling caught their eye. In the window behind them, a blurry shape appeared, and it looked eerily like a face staring straight in. Some dismissed it as pareidolia, our brains trying to find familiar patterns in chaos. Others were convinced it could have been a person, or maybe even an animal. The majority chalked it up to a dirty window reflecting the flash just right. Still, no matter how many logical explanations were thrown around, that face in the window left a chill that no one could quite shake. This man was out of town when he got a Ring camera alert from his remote cabin, and what he saw was chilling. The footage captured a mysterious figure aimlessly roaming through his backyard. But it wasn't just the presence of the disturbing person, it was the way they moved. Slow, erratic, almost like they were lost or hunting. The homeowner noted that the area has a history of drug activity, which might explain the behavior, but that only makes it more unsettling. Imagine someone like that lurking around your property when you're not there to stop them. This eerie video, reportedly filmed in an abandoned hospital in Honduras, recently resurfaced on Reddit, reigniting a chilling mystery that's haunted the internet for years. According to locals, the room in question was once an emergency operating room, and some believe it's now haunted by the spirit of a surgeon who died there, either from a sudden heart attack or, as some whisper, by his hand. The footage has sparked heated debate. Is it a ghost, clever CGI, or just someone messing around? Whatever the explanation, even the skeptics agree. There's something deeply unsettling about the way it moves. While checking his cabin's attic for damage after a recent hurricane, he snapped a quick photo, just a routine inspection. At the time, everything looked fine. No leaks, no holes, but months later, while casually scrolling through those old photos with his girlfriend, they noticed something chilling. A dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes staring back at them from the attic. He swore he'd never heard any strange noises up there. No rustling, no scratching, nothing that would suggest raccoons or other animals. So what was it? A trick of the light? A small, unseen creature? Or something far more unsettling? A warning to get out while he still could. This eerie security camera footage, taken at a secluded home late at night, shows something truly bizarre. A faint, transparent figure drifts across the property, almost like a ghostly presence caught on tape. There's no backstory, no follow-up, and no clear explanation. Was it just a reflection? A camera malfunction? Or did something from the other side slip through unnoticed? The mystery lingers. While hiking through the remote wilderness of Norway, a man stumbled upon something chilling. An old, abandoned house hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he stepped inside and was shocked to find the place still had electricity. As he ventured deeper into the dark, eerie rooms, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, a strange, shadowy creature locked eyes with him. Frozen in fear, the man panicked, lost his footing, and tumbled down the stairs. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. Was it something paranormal, or is there a more logical explanation? While browsing through old photos from a nighttime trip to an abandoned building, a Reddit user stumbled upon something truly chilling. One eerie shot captured a decaying room in disarray, with a single window at its center. But when he looked closer, his blood ran cold, and a ghostly face was faintly visible in the glass, staring straight at the camera. The user swore he was completely alone that night. Some viewers were haunted by the sinister grin on the figure's face, while skeptics brushed it off as pareidolia. Still, the face looks far too real to be a trick of the mind. A few years back, a family took a trip to Jeffrey's Cliffs in Hawkville, Kentucky. It was supposed to be a peaceful day of hiking and snapping photos of the kids, but one picture revealed something far from ordinary. In the background, a blurry, shadowy figure loomed just behind the group. The unsettling part? According to the mom, no one else was anywhere near them when the photo was taken. Deep in a remote California forest, a lone explorer navigates the darkness with only a flashlight. As the beam cuts through the eerie silence, he suddenly stops. The camera captures his hushed, anxious whispers.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where? Whoa. Holy crap! Holy... Shh.
In the distance, a strange figure moves. Towering and eerily human-like in its gait, its skin shimmers with a reptilian texture, covering its head, arms, and body. The dim light and grainy footage make it impossible to identify. A trick of the shadows? Someone in a suit? But if so, why would anyone be out here, in the middle of nowhere, dressed like that? While camping in the depths of Ottawa National Forest, a group of adventurers experienced a chilling encounter. Strange movements flickered through the shadows, and a mysterious figure lurked among the trees. At the time, they brushed it off as a passing animal, unable to make out its form in the darkness. But when they reviewed their footage later, their hearts pounded. What they captured on camera wasn't just an animal, it was something far more unsettling. One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. A man was enjoying a quiet run along a remote trail in eastern British Columbia when his peaceful jog took a terrifying turn out of nowhere.
Holy shit!
A massive grizzly bear burst onto the path. Without a second thought, the runner bolted, adrenaline kicking in as he sprinted for his life. For a few heart-pounding seconds, the bear gave chase. One wrong step, one slip, and it could have been the end. But luck and sheer endurance carried him to safety. While trekking through the desolate desert of southern New Mexico, a Reddit user came across something deeply disturbing. Half buried in the sand was a single woman's shoe, torn and shredded like it had been chewed by something not quite natural. There were no other belongings, no footprints, no tracks leading in or out, just that one mangled shoe sitting eerily alone in the middle of nowhere. It's almost impossible to believe someone simply lost it and didn't notice, especially out there, where isolation feels almost otherworldly. So now the question lingers like a whisper on the wind. What really happened to the woman who wore it? And more chillingly, is she even still human? On May 18th, 2024, what started as a calm, tethered hot air balloon ride turned into a heart-stopping moment.
Don't as long as she doesn't let go.
That would be bad.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, her feet.
As the balloon began to rise, a woman suddenly latched onto the outside of the basket, completely unnoticed by the passengers and crew. Dangling high above the ground with nothing but her grip keeping her alive, she held on for dear life. Thankfully, she managed to cling to the basket until the balloon touched down again. But for a few terrifying minutes, everyone watching thought they were about to witness a tragedy. It was a shocking reminder, even a safe adventure can go wrong in an instant. While camping deep in the woods, this man made a discovery that would haunt anyone. An eerie mask, half buried in the mud, staring up at him with a twisted, unsettling design. There were no clues to who it belonged to or why it was there, but the moment he laid eyes on it, he felt a chill run down his spine. Was it just a discarded costume piece, or a silent witness to something far more sinister? A climber recently posted a jaw-dropping video that delivers a powerful safety reminder.
Alrighty, boys.
This is why you tie
knots in the end of your rope, or else you might just wrap off the end. Yeah, baby! Yeah! This is nutty! Look at that view!
Alrighty boys, this is why you always tie a knot at the end of your rope, just seconds before slipping right off the end. No knot, no warning, and a sudden drop that'll make your stomach flip. The footage is a gripping wake-up call. No matter how experienced you are, skipping even one basic safety step, like tying a stopper knot, can turn a routine rappel into a life-threatening fall. Climbing isn't just about strength or skill, it's about respecting the process. Most climbing accidents happen during rappelling, and this is exactly why. One night, as someone wandered outside, they spotted something truly bizarre. A bicycle riding itself, not rolling downhill, not pushed by the wind. This thing was pedaling forward, on its own. No rider, no strings, no tricks, just a bike, moving like it had a mind of its own. So if no one was on it, what was? After a heated argument at home, Talia decided to escape into the woods for a peaceful glamping trip with her loyal Dalmatian. Everything seemed perfect until the clock struck 11 p.m. That's when she heard it.
Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. It sounds super far away, but like, no, what is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. He came inside so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we...
At first, she thought her dog was acting up just to get her attention. But then, that sound. A blood-curdling scream tore through the forest, sending chills down her spine. Terrified, Talia and her dog rushed inside and stayed up the rest of the night, too scared to sleep. By morning, they packed up and left, vowing never to return. But the strange part? This wasn't the first haunting reported at that very site. This video was filmed deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a place shrouded in mystery and known for one eerie phenomenon, a faint whisper of the word "hey" that many claim to hear. For years, people brushed it off as a hoax or clever marketing, until Allie captured something chilling on camera. The view was amazing, worth the effort. But while recording nature for her Snapchat, something unexpected happened. A whisper, clear and unsettling, cut through the silence. Hey, was it just the wind? Or was something or someone watching from the trees? A couple who had been living peacefully off the grid started noticing something strange on their property one day. From a distance, it looked like a man wrapped in a blue tarp, but something about it was wrong. The way it moved was eerie, unnatural, almost inhuman. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. When they returned to the spot later, It was like nothing had ever been there. No footprints, no snapped branches, no sign of disturbance, just the eerie footage they managed to capture. So who or what was that? And how did it end up in such an isolated place? While out walking their dog near a nuclear power plant, a Reddit user stumbled upon some bizarre, unidentifiable objects, and naturally, they shared the strange discovery online. To their surprise, other users chimed in with their own photos of the same mysterious items from the same area. The weirdest part? No one knows what they are or where they came from. In Brazil, a group of men were digging, likely prepping the land for farming, when something bizarre happened.
Mexe aqui, ó. Ó, quanto mais mexe, mais o fogo. Não tem condição disso, cara. Você viu, no meio do nada aqui, ó. No alto, ó. Ó. O fogo aí, ó. Mexe de novo, fez aqui na brincadeira, nossa. Aqui, ó, aqui na frente, aqui. Ó. Lógico que não tem desse, cara. Ó. Mexe mais aqui no meio aqui, quer ver? Na frente lá.
As they dug deeper, actual flames began erupting from the ground. Not steam, not smoke, real fire. And it didn't stop, it grew stronger the more they dug. Some believe it was a pocket of natural gas, like methane, finally escaping and igniting from the pressure or a spark. But not everyone buys that explanation. In spiritual circles, there are whispers that it could be something far more mysterious. Perhaps a sacred site disturbed, or cursed ground awakened by mistake. Whatever the truth is, fire bursting from the earth isn't just strange, it feels like a warning. On October 3rd, 2019, a group of hunters were deep in the forests of Ontario when an unexpected sound stopped them in their tracks. Out of the silence came a bone-chilling scream, deep, guttural, and filled with what sounded like raw agony. Oh my God. The hunters froze, eyes darting through the trees, straining to see what creature could make such a noise. But whatever it was, stayed hidden. The haunting wail echoed through the forest for minutes, unrelenting, eerie, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. Some claim it had to be an animal, but no one could agree on what kind. To this day, no one knows what was out there or what cried out in the dark that night. On July 16, 2006, two brothers set out for a hike in the dense forests of Tofino, leaving their family behind at a nearby campground. Aware of the area's reputation for wildlife encounters, they brought along a video camera just in case. As they ventured deeper into the woods, a large, dark figure suddenly appeared in the distance.
Maybe? Oh, God. Wait, come here, come here. Come here. Look at that. This is, he ran backwards, right? Over there somewhere. See, that could be a possible footprint. I don't know. Could be.
Wait, stay back!
For several tense seconds, they watched. Then, as one brother stepped forward for a closer look, the other yanked him back. Alarmed, they retreated about 50 meters. After waiting in silence, curiosity got the better of them, and they cautiously returned to the spot. Standing in the shadow of a towering tree, they tried to make sense of what they had seen. The creature, an estimated 7 feet tall, slightly hunched, had locked eyes with them before vanishing into the wilderness. What did they see that day? a misidentified animal, or something more? Over the years, strange sightings have been reported around Chernobyl, the site of one of the world's worst nuclear disasters and now a haunting radioactive wasteland. Recently, a chilling video surfaced online, allegedly filmed in the area. In it, a bizarre creature crawls across the ground with a jerky, unnatural movement. Its body is patchy with matted brown fur, but large areas appear hairless and raw, like something's seriously wrong. Some viewers believe it's just a starving wolf or a mangy stray dog, but others think it might be something far more disturbing, something twisted by radiation, a mutation that nature never intended. What do you think it is? While hiking a remote high-altitude trail, a group of adventurers got more than they bargained for. Their detector suddenly picked up a strange signal coming from beneath the snow. Curious, they started digging only to uncover what looked like the body of a bizarre, unknown creature.
I got a very strong signal. What? What? What the heck is that thing? Oh my god.
Some are convinced it might be a Yeti. But is it a genuine discovery or an elaborate hoax? And if it is staged, how on earth would someone pull off something this convincing in the middle of nowhere? A group of hikers found themselves deep within the snowy wilderness of Finland. The only sounds were the crunch of boots on frozen ground and the whisper of wind through the trees until everything changed.
Mistä vitusta toi tulee?
Out of nowhere, a strange metallic hum pierced the silence, not from the forest itself, but from the sky above. It was cold, mechanical, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. The hikers stood frozen, staring upward as the unsettling sound echoed through the treetops for nearly 10 minutes. They caught it all on camera, but to this day, no expert has been able to explain what it was. No animals, no machinery, no natural cause, just a haunting hum in the Finnish wilderness, and a mystery that still has no answer. Two friends decided to explore an abandoned train station in East Belgium one night, hoping for a bit of thrill and adventure. As they arrived, a strange atmosphere hung in the air, unnaturally quiet, yet filled with distant, unsettling sounds. There were faint thuds, the screeching of metal, and an eerie mechanical humming that seemed to come from somewhere behind the old, rusting trains.
What the fuck, ouwe? Wat is...
Ik zit kanker in.
Drawn toward the noise, the two stumbled upon a massive, dark warehouse standing silently behind the tracks. The sound seemed to be coming from inside. As they moved closer to investigate, the unsettling noises only grew louder and more complex, as if something or someone was at work in the shadows. Then, out of nowhere, flashlights flickered on in the distance. Several figures appeared on the tracks, moving slowly and deliberately, scanning the area with intent.
Gasten, lopen er mensen in de trein? Ze hebben helmen op. What the fuck gebeurt daar? Er lopen gewoon mensen in die trein en we horen kanker en je muziek. Zullen we dichterbij? Gasten, ik wil kijken, ouwe. Ik moet weten wat er is. Ik moet het weten.
Niemand gaat er gaan voor het verloren.
friends froze, realizing these people weren't just passing by. They were searching. Spooked, the pair retreated, hiding in the dark and watching as the mysterious figures in overalls moved methodically through the station. Despite their fear, curiosity got the better of them. They waited until the coast seemed clear, then went back in for one final look. The sounds were even stranger now, less random, more rhythmic, almost like a hidden pattern or signal.
What the fuck? Filmen.
Suddenly, the flashlights returned, this time closer than before. In a panic, the friends sprinted back to their car and fled the area. Still unsettled and eager to understand what they had witnessed, the two approached some women living nearby. When they asked about the noises and the men, the women did not explain, just a warning. It's dangerous near those tracks at night. Months later, the friends couldn't let it go. They returned to the site, hoping to find answers. The sounds were still there, just as mechanical, just as haunting. The men in overalls were still patrolling the tracks and the warehouse, almost like guardians of a forgotten secret. Then, without warning, a scream shattered the silence. Loud, human, terrified.
Die geluiden goed kunnen horen. Ik zie mensen lopen in de trein. Trein. Ze hoor je schreeuwen. Ja, mensen schreeuwen. Ik hoor ook mensen schreeuwen hoor. Gast! Yo! What the fuck? Ik weet niet of je het hoorde. Maar ik hoorde net een man schreeuwen. Okay, dit.
Panicked once again, they ran. But this time they couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't just hearing things. They were being watched. Desperate to find out what was going on, they eventually spoke to a hotel receptionist in the nearby town.
Ik weet dat hij een mistake was voor de deur, misschien dat het eigenlijk was. Dus dat is geen
The conversation finally revealed pieces of the mystery, but whether the full truth was ever uncovered, or if they even wanted to know it, remains unclear. This person stumbled upon something truly chilling during a visit to the notorious Gilson Cemetery in Nashua, a place steeped in ghost stories and eerie folklore. In a TikTok video that's quickly gaining attention, Amy performs a 360-degree scan of the graveyard, only to reveal a mysterious, shadowy figure lurking in the background.
Do me a favor, go to Google Maps right now from wherever you are. Put in Gilson Cemetery, Nashua, New Hampshire. It is a historical site rumored to be haunted. Blah, blah. Go on Street View, take a 360, and take a little stroll down the road. Just look. There's a ghost right there.
While some skeptics are quick to dismiss it as just a blurry passerby, Amy is convinced there's more to it, something not entirely of this world. Gilson Cemetery has long been haunted by tales of a ghostly woman in white, the haunting cries of a lost baby, and now, maybe, a new spirit caught on camera. Back in 2022, a TikToker named Kelly was venturing through the wild swamps of Florida's Everglades when she caught something strange on camera. It was a long, snake-like creature she'd never seen before. So bizarre, she wondered if she'd just discovered an entirely new species. Any guesses what it might have been? While driving alone through the desolate back roads of West Texas, a man spotted something that made his blood run cold. Far ahead, motionless in the middle of an abandoned lease road, stood a mysterious figure cloaked in a long, white gown. There was something off about it, something deeply unnatural. As he crept closer, heart pounding, the figure suddenly vanished into thin air. No sound, no trace, no explanation. It wasn't a statue. It wasn't a person. So what was it? A train was gliding through the peaceful Australian countryside. Everything seemed perfectly normal. But then, something strange happened. Out of nowhere, a white shape appeared by the tracks. At first, it looked like a swirl of mist, but then it began to take shape. It drifted silently across the tracks and vanished, just like that. The eerie part? The person filming didn't even notice it at the time. It was only later, when viewers started commenting, that they realized they might have caught something chilling on camera. A ghost. It was supposed to be just a fun camping trip, a group of friends hiking deep into the forest, and they decided to take some photos to remember it all. One of them, an experienced backpacker, decided to take a group photo before they packed up and left. At first glance, everything seemed normal. But when they looked back at the image later, something didn't sit right. There was a figure, faint, almost hidden, lurking in the tree. No one remembers seeing anyone else out there. No footsteps, no voices, just the quiet of the woods. So who, or what, was watching them from the shadows? A few hours ago, this person was just at home, heading into the bathroom. Nothing unusual until they opened the window. That's when they heard it.
Was zur Hölle?
A strange, distant noise echoing from the forest. It sounded like a massive crowd, like a stadium full of people shouting all at once. But here's the creepy part. They live in a tiny village in the middle of nowhere, Austria. No stadiums nearby, no events, just forest, mountains, and silence. Even weirder, they've always felt uneasy in those woods, like something's watching, like they're not supposed to be there. So what was it? Who or what was out there making that noise where no one should be? A group of fishermen off the coast of Bise couldn't believe their eyes. In the middle of the vast ocean, drifting alone on a tiny patch of floating debris, sat a man, calm, quiet, and completely unbothered. No waving for help. No signs of fear, just an eerie, almost surreal stillness, like he was meditating in the face of death. No one knows how he got there, no shipwreck, no distress call, just him, serene and silent, like he belonged to the sea. Rescuers arrived just in time to pull him to safety. But long after he was gone, one question remained. Who was the chilled man? This person was driving down a quiet road in Kentucky when suddenly a deer darted right in front of him. He had to swerve hard just to avoid hitting it. But then he notices something strange. The deer isn't running off like you'd expect. Instead, it's standing completely still, almost frozen. Curiosity gets the better of me, so he decided to pull over and head back for a closer look. That's when things get weird. Right next to the deer was a pale, almost glowing white figure. At first, he thinks his eyes must be playing tricks on him, but the more he stares, the clearer it becomes. It's like something out of a ghost story, standing silently beside the animal, unmoving. So, here's the question. Who or what was that shadowy presence? Was it just his imagination, or something far more chilling lurking in the Kentucky woods? This eerie image first made waves on Reddit back in 2020. accompanied by a bone-chilling caption. And honestly, at first glance, it's hard to argue. According to the post, the hunter had been making his way through a dim, misty forest when he noticed something strange, tall, motionless, and shaped like a human. It stood silently at the tree line, almost camouflaged against the forest floor. The hunter was convinced he wasn't alone. Something or someone was watching him. To him, it could only be a cryptid. But then, the internet did what it does best. Curious users began to analyze the image, zooming in and comparing details. And slowly, the truth began to emerge. It wasn't a creature at all. It was moss. More specifically, a type of moss or bark growth known as polyore, which can sometimes form oddly symmetrical, almost human-like shapes, especially in cold, damp forests like this one. So, what looked like a forest monster? It turned out to be nothing more than nature's twisted sense of humor, tricking our minds into seeing something that was never really there. A video shared by Reddit user Rick Musk comes from Dion, India, a place where locals often report hearing eerie cries and chilling screams near the railway tracks after dark, long after everyone else has gone home. Many believe these haunting sounds are the restless spirit of a woman who tragically lost her life in a train accident right at that very spot. Travelers passing through say they're gripped by an unshakable coldness, as if an unseen presence is silently watching them. The sounds don't match any known animal, so could there be some truth behind this ghostly tale? This person was flying over the Amazon in a creaky helicopter, scouting for wildlife shots. Below, the river twisted through dense jungle like a silver snake, until he realized one of the snakes wasn't the river. There it was, a massive serpent, over 30 feet long, gliding just under the surface. Its head broke the water, dark eyes, thick scales, moving slowly and sure like it ruled the jungle. He snapped photos, heart racing. From the sky, it was incredible, but he knew if he'd been hiking below, that thing could have swallowed him whole. Nature had made its point, again. Back in August 2005, a group of amateur ghost hunters ventured into an abandoned house deep in the woods. While filming their exploration, something chilling suddenly appeared on camera. A mysterious figure that sent them fleeing in terror. Keep in mind, video editing wasn't nearly as advanced or widespread back then, which adds a layer of authenticity to the footage. But was it a ghost? Or just someone lurking in the shadows? The mystery remains. While hiking deep in the remote woods of Finland, this man stopped to snap a photo of the breathtaking landscape. But when he looked at the picture later, he was stunned. In the background, something or someone was there. He insists the area was empty when he took the shot. So what did he capture? Was someone silently watching him? Or did he unknowingly photograph something paranormal? While going through trail cam footage from his remote cabin, the owner stumbled upon something chilling, something he captured 3 years ago but never noticed until now. In the dead of night, a pale humanoid figure drifted across the trail, cloaked in flowing white fabric with a face twisted in eerie distortion. Its ghost-like appearance sent a wave of dread through him. Some claim it was a spirit. Others think it might be a cryptid, or perhaps just someone in a bizarre bunny-like costume. But with no other footage from that night, one thing remains certain. Whatever it was, its identity is still a haunting mystery. Deep in the woods, tucked away in a remote cabin, a police officer was dispatched to investigate a possible intruder. The homeowner, staying at her Airbnb, had noticed the front door mysteriously wide open late at night and immediately called for help, fearing someone had broken in. But what the officer found was far more unsettling. As he approached the cabin, something was moving inside, yet it wasn't a person.
This police officer was checking for an intruder. He wasn't expecting this. Late at night, an owner saw her Airbnb door was open, so she called the police suspecting someone had broken in.
It was a mannequin, creepily lifelike, and it seemed to be shifting on its own. When he stepped inside to search, the place was empty. No signs of anyone, just that eerie figure, still as ever. Whatever was going on in that cabin, it wasn't normal. Back in August 2005, a group of amateur ghost hunters ventured into an abandoned house deep in the woods. As they filmed their exploration, something chilling happened. A mysterious figure suddenly appeared inside the house, sending the group running for their lives. Keep in mind, video editing wasn't nearly as accessible or advanced back then, which only adds to the footage's eerie credibility. But here's the twist. Was it something supernatural? Or just a regular person caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? A Reddit user named SpawnKill stumbled upon something chilling outside their cabin. A bunch of throwing knives scattered across the front yard. No note, no explanation, just cold steel lying in the grass. Were they left as a warning, a sick prank, or something far more sinister? One thing's for sure, throwing knives don't just appear out of nowhere, and not like this. A woman and her mom went on a last-minute road trip without booking places to stay. They used an app called HipCamp and found a cabin on an old horse camp with good reviews. But when they arrived at night, the directions were vague, it was pitch black, and the cabin turned out to be filthy.
This was the most horrific, disgusting, moldy, filthy place I've ever been. I was on a road trip with my mom. It was super last minute and we did not make any sleeping reservations for the entire trip. We were just doing it like night by night. But there was one night where everywhere was so booked up. Even the Motel 6 was $350. So we ended up using this app called HipCamp. It's kind of like Airbnb, but it's for camping. People can rent out like space on their farm or on their property and you can set up camp, but sometimes they have like cabins or glamping. So we find this HipCamp. It was kind of nearby. It had 100% good reviews. There were only like 10 reviews though. It was basically on an old horse camp, like a summer sleepaway camp. So I guess the camp wasn't going on anymore, but they were renting out the bunks, like the cabins for people to stay in. I've gone to summer camp many years. My mom's worked at a summer camp. We thought it would be fun. So we book it. The only instructions we got were that it was like behind the house next to like a red dumpster. We get there at like 10 o'clock. It was pitch black. We could not see anything and we couldn't figure out like where we were supposed to go. And it was so narrow that we didn't know if we could get the car through. I get out with my flashlight and I start walking up the road to see what's there, and it is creepy. I keep walking and then I see 2 bunks. Look at that fucking red glow. Look at the red glow. That's real. That's where we're supposed to sleep.
Oh, this is so fucking creepy. Absolutely not.
Do you see the cabin?
Absolutely fuck. So you can take us up to the room? Oh god.
Oh yeah, we heard a guy screaming like in the woods too.
Yeah. No. Ew, it smells like piss. Look at the dust. You know what? What is that? Ew! What?
The fact that this is real.
That's shit. Emily. Look. It's so disgusting and scary.
Look at the dirt.
Needless to say, we ended up sleeping in the car.
The next morning, the host finally texted better directions. Too late. After a weird interaction with the host's child, they left and vowed to always book ahead in the future. Reddit user Native Meraki shared a chilling detail. The property's former owner had their ashes scattered on the land. But the mystery goes even deeper. The area once belonged to Native American tribes centuries ago. So who or what was the ghostly figure caught on camera? Was it the spirit of the homeowner still lingering in the place they loved? Or could it be an ancient soul tied to the sacred land? Whatever the truth is, one thing's certain. This haunting presence remains an unsettling and unexplained mystery. While browsing lakeside homes on Zillow, a woman stumbled upon something eerie in one of the listing photos. Curious, she zoomed in, and there it was. What looked like a faint, half-transparent figure of a woman standing inside the house. Could it be a ghost? Intrigued and slightly spooked, she shared the image on Reddit, asking for thoughts. The responses poured in. Some were convinced it was a ghostly presence, while others were more shocked by how affordable the house was. Without more information about the home's history, it's impossible to say for sure. But the mystery gave people something to talk about. While a family was enjoying a quiet stay in their remote Australian cabin, they got an unexpected visitor.
Don't you scratch my window. Oi!
A massive, wild kangaroo. At first, it was just standing there, but then things took a turn. It wasn't just a casual tap. This beast was restless, slamming its muscular body against the window like it wanted in. No one knew why. Maybe it caught its reflection. Maybe it saw something inside. Whatever it was, the vibe quickly shifted from amusing to absolutely terrifying. Kangaroos aren't usually aggressive, but when they feel threatened, they can turn dangerous fast. And this one? It looked like it could punch a hole through a wall. Thankfully, after what felt like an eternity, the kangaroo backed off and disappeared into the bush. The family was safe, but they definitely won't forget the day a kangaroo tried to break into their cabin. This guy was just waiting for his DoorDash delivery, nothing out of the ordinary, until he heard a knock at the door. But when he checked, there was no food, no delivery, just this.
It's not currently in there. I ordered DoorDash because my sister and the kids are gone for tonight. Like, I'm here by myself. The kids had football practice, so they had to go do their own thing. Thank you. So I ordered DoorDash, and then I heard it knock.
A shadowy figure was standing dead still by a tree in the distance, watching him. It didn't move. It didn't speak. It just stared. Frozen with fear, he quickly pulled out his phone to record it, then rushed to hide in the bathroom. Eventually, the figure vanished into the night. That's when he called a friend to come pick him up. Would you have opened the door? While checking his cabin's attic for damage after a recent hurricane, he snapped a quick photo. Just a routine inspection. At the time, everything looked fine. No leaks, no holes. But months later, while casually scrolling through those old photos with his girlfriend, they noticed something chilling. a dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes staring back at them from the attic. He swore he'd never heard any strange noises up there. No rustling, no scratching, nothing that would suggest raccoons or other animals. So what was it? A trick of the light? A small, unseen creature? Or something far more unsettling? A warning to get out while he still could. While staying at a remote cabin to celebrate her sister's birthday, this woman spotted a smaller, abandoned cabin nearby, with its door eerily ajar. Driven by curiosity and thinking, what's the worst that could happen? She decided to check it out. But just as she stepped closer, the door suddenly slammed shut, either by the wind or something else.
Me estoy quedando en una cabaña por el cumpleaños de mi hermana y enfrente hay como una cabaña así, como pero abandonada, chiquita. Y es como una casita del árbol, así como para niños, no sé. No sé, pero se ve muy tenebroso. No sé si se vaya a caer esto porque está como todo podrido. Y no veo como para encender las luces ni nada. Mira, allá está la cabaña. Y... No tiene luz. Hay como una mesa, hay ganchitos de ropa y televisor.
At the time, it was unclear what had startled her more, the bang or the feeling that someone or something was watching. Later, as she reviewed the footage she had filmed, her blood ran cold. A dark figure had been standing in the doorway the entire time, partially hidden in plain sight. They didn't wait to find out more. She and her sister packed up and left, choosing the safety of a hotel, miles away from the woods and whatever was inside that cabin. While feeling nostalgic, a man decided to look up his late mother's old forest home on Google Maps. But when the satellite image loaded, he was left completely stunned. There, standing in the front yard behind a parked car, was a woman with blonde hair. It was unmistakably his mom. The twist? She had died 12 years ago. Even stranger, the image was captured just 2 years ago, long after she passed. Confused and shaken, he turned to the internet for answers. Was it just a strange glitch in Google's system? A reused old photo? Or had he just seen her ghost? Something about it didn't add up, and people couldn't stop talking about it. While reviewing footage from his cabin's security camera, the owner stumbled upon something chilling, something he never expected to see. For just a few seconds, a mysterious figure flickered into frame. Its face was obscured, its body vague and unnatural. Definitely not a person, and certainly not any animal he recognized. The internet buzzed with theories, some claiming it could be a skinwalker. But the footage was too brief, too unclear, leaving more questions than answers. He hasn't had another encounter since, but the eerie image still haunts him. What exactly did he capture that night? While walking through the forest behind his house, this man stumbled upon something chilling. A perfect circle of candle holders surrounding a single animal skull, eerily placed at the center. The scene felt straight out of a horror movie. It wasn't just strange, it looked ritualistic. Whatever had happened there, it was deliberate and disturbingly close to home. In the summer of 2011, Reddit user Mikester4 joined a midnight tour of the infamous Waverly Hills Sanatorium. While exploring the notoriously haunted 5th floor, an area long associated with chilling encounters, he snapped a photo that would leave him shaken. At first glance, it appeared to show a woman in a white gown eerily floating in the hallway. But when he brightened the image, another figure emerged, this one standing ominously near a window. Considering Waverly's tragic history, especially the grim stories tied to those very windows, Mikester's thoughts spiraled. Was it just a trick of the light? Or had he captured a glimpse of something truly paranormal? This person, who lives in Missouri near the historic Trail of Tears, had a bone-chilling encounter one night after work. While driving home through a wooded stretch, their headlights caught something strange. A tall, shadowy figure standing eerily still among the trees. Its head moved in a slow, unnatural sway, almost like it was watching. But here's the unnerving part. It was standing on raised ground above a ditch, meaning this thing wasn't just tall, it was huge. Paralyzed by fear, the driver sat frozen in their car, too afraid to move, unsure if they were seeing a person, a creature, or something else entirely. Some commenters tried to calm the nerves by suggesting it might have been an owl. The uploader admits that's the explanation they're desperately clinging to. A woman was working out alone in her apartment when something terrifying happened.
I don't remember. Please get out. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Out of nowhere, a man she didn't know suddenly appeared inside. Panicked, she screamed, "But how did he get in?" Still a complete mystery. Even more chilling, when she ran for the front door, it opened by itself. No one touched it. She was too shaken to notice how strange that was. But the nightmare didn't end there. Just days later, while filming a lighthearted video with her cat, she started hearing faint footsteps echoing from empty rooms. She searched the entire apartment. Nothing. Then, something truly unsettling happened. A subtle bump began rising from her bed, like someone invisible was standing right there, watching her. By then, she knew. Something was deeply wrong with that apartment. She didn't wait to find out more. She packed up and got out. This Reddit user claims that for the past 2 weeks, something chilling has been happening between 1 and 3 a.m. Almost like clockwork, this person hears a strange, blood-curdling scream echoing from deep within the woods surrounding their home. They've lived on the East Coast, in the heart of the forest, their entire life, yet nothing they've ever heard compares to this eerie sound. It's not an animal they recognize, not a coyote, not a fox, not even close. So what was it? Some wild creature? A person in distress? Or was it something far more sinister? A couple had snapped what seemed like a perfectly happy photo in the comfort of their home. Smiling faces, cozy settings, everything looked normal. But later, when someone zoomed in on the photo frame hanging on the wall, they noticed something chilling. In the reflection of the glass, just over the man's shoulder, was a pale face staring directly at the camera. The couple was stunned. They swore no one else had been there that day besides them and the photographer, and they didn't recognize the eerie, almost inhuman face. What they thought was a sweet memory now felt more like a haunting mystery. A Reddit user and their family just moved into a new house about 2 months ago. Everything seemed normal at first, until the weirdness started. Late at night, they and their dad kept hearing strange, unexplained noises coming from the heater room down in the basement, the same basement where he and his brother slept. Every time they tried to investigate, nothing seemed out of place. No signs of animals, no loose parts, nothing. Could it just be old pipes creaking? Or is something far more sinister hiding behind those basement walls? To this day, they haven't figured out the source of the sounds, and that's what makes it so unsettling. This group of men was hiking deep in the woods when something made them stop dead in their tracks. A strange sound echoed through the trees. Not a bird, not a coyote, not anything they could recognize. It was haunting, almost human. That's when things got eerie. While hiking roughly 3 miles off the main trail in a dense wooded area near Austin, Texas, a Reddit user came across something deeply unsettling, a hidden gravesite, or perhaps a memorial. There were fresh flowers, a photograph, and personal mementos, all deliberately arranged with care. The scene felt intimate, somber, and undeniably heavy. Was this the place where someone ended their life, or a secret sanctuary built to honor a loved one in a spot that once held meaning? While exploring an abandoned underground train station, this person captured something truly chilling. At first, it sounded like the usual creaks and groans you'd expect from a place long forgotten. But then, a blood-curdling sound echoed through the tunnels, like a human scream trapped in eternal agony.
It's tied up.
We're not left there. Don't know what it is.
I do, yeah.
Just lift it up, I'll go under. I ain't scared again, dirty. Oh shit. Oh, yeah. Feel a little.
Can't do that. No? Yeah.
Was it the wind, an animal, or something far more disturbing? The audio has left viewers shaken, with many claiming the sound didn't just seem human, it felt human, as if someone or something was still down there. So the question remains, what is making that terrifying sound beneath the surface? While home alone, this person heard something truly unsettling echoing through the night.
I don't know what the fuck that noise is, but it keeps happening. Ooh, no.
At first, it sounded distant, almost like the wind, but then it got clearer, and that's when it hit them. It wasn't just a sound, it was something or someone laughing. The kind of laugh that chills you to the bone. He swore they were completely alone. No TV, no neighbors, just them and whatever was out there. So the question is, what was making that sound? While hiking with his dog Penny, this person heard something that made his blood run cold. Bone-chilling, unnatural sounds echoing through the trees. At first, he thought it might be an animal, but the noises didn't match anything he'd ever heard before. They were guttural, almost human, yet not quite. Suddenly, Penny froze, staring into the woods, tail down. That's when this person knew it was time to leave. But the question still lingers. Who or what left those sounds behind? Was it just wildlife, or something far more sinister, watching from the shadows? This camera captured something seriously unsettling. A friend of this user sent him this video, and at first, it just looked like a regular basement clip, until the door slowly creaked open on its own. But here's the chilling part. If you turn the volume up, that's when you will hear it. Those strange, eerie noises echoing in the background. This person swears no one else was in the house, just him, and whatever that was. This person lives in a house built back in 1950, and let's just say weird things are kind of the norm. But today, things got even stranger. Early this morning, this person heard what sounded like a woman, or maybe a child, speaking outside their window. Just 2 syllables, faint, eerie, and chilling. And get this, their dog completely lost it. Curious, this person checked their Ring camera and sure enough, the mysterious voice was there, caught on audio. So now the question is, what do you hear? And more importantly, who or what was it? Late one night, a group of men were driving down a dark, empty road when they saw something that chilled them to the bone. Street crouched a strange figure. It looked almost human, but there was something deeply wrong about it. It was on all fours, its back twisted at an unnatural angle. They slowed down for just a moment, caught between curiosity and fear, before slamming the gas and speeding away. The figure never moved, never flinched. To this day, no one knows exactly where it happened or what they saw. Was it just a creepy prank? Or did they come face to face with something not meant to be understood? In this jaw-dropping footage, a man fearlessly ascends a towering ladder toward a gigantic beehive clinging to a rocky cliff. But what he does next will leave you stunned. He plunges his bare hand straight into the buzzing heart of the swarm. Bees explode around him, blanketing his arms and falling like rain, yet he remains completely unfazed. Then, in a move that defies logic, he scoops up a handful of bees and shoves them into his mouth, tucking more into his shirt as if it's no big deal. The landscape suggests this could be deep in rural India or Nepal, where generations of honey hunters have turned this deadly tradition into an art. But still, how is he even alive? Reddit user Bella79 shared a chilling discovery one morning that left her deeply unsettled. On the second-floor kitchen window, far too high for anyone to reach from outside, she found what appeared to be massive, smeared fingerprints. But these weren't ordinary marks. They were long, distorted, and spaced in a way that didn't seem human. Ever since Bella moved into the house, strange things have been happening. Unexplained noises, eerie shifts in energy, and now this. The smears looked like something or someone not quite normal had dragged oversized fingers across the glass. The real question is, how did it get there? And why? This person lives in a quiet, seemingly normal neighborhood. Nothing strange ever really happens there, until a couple of weeks ago. That's when the weirdness began. Out of nowhere, faint classical music started playing, with no obvious source. No visible speakers, no neighbors claiming responsibility, just eerie melodies floating through the air like a ghostly soundtrack. This person has tried everything to track it down, but every time, the music just vanishes into thin air. But finally, for the first time, they caught it on camera. If you turn up your volume, you'll hear it too. And once you do, you'll understand why this person is starting to question everything about where they live. Late one night, a young woman was home alone when she began hearing strange noises coming from another room. Curious, yet unsettled, she grabbed her phone and crept down the hallway to investigate. That's when it happened. The video cuts off right at that moment. Some say it was all just a setup for attention. Others believe she was too terrified to keep filming. What do you think happened next? While getting ready for their wedding, a Reddit user asked their mom to dig up an old photo from their grandparents' big day. Later that morning, the mom sent over a framed picture. The grandparents beamed with joy, caught in a moment of pure happiness. But standing just behind them was a woman. At first glance, it seemed like she had simply blinked or moved mid-shot. But something about her felt wrong, unsettling. The mother didn't recognize her, and with the grandparents gone, no one was left to answer the chilling question, who was she? While hiking through the dense Appalachian woods, when this hiker suddenly froze, his camera picked up something bone-chilling. At first, it sounded like a group of children screaming, but the more you listen, the more it twists your gut. The cries weren't normal. They echoed through the trees like something or someone was in pure agony. But there were no people around, no campsites, no trails nearby. So what exactly did this person capture out there in the forest? Was it a group in distress, or something far more sinister that knows how to mimic human suffering? If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.